Success in Real Estate Show with Frankie Griffin, owner and instructor of Real Estate School for Success, broker in charge of the Palmetto Success Team, and author of Success in Real Estate. If you're interested in buying or selling a home, investing in real estate, or becoming a real estate agent, you'll enjoy the Success in Real Estate Show on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. Now, here's Frankie Griffin.
We've got all kind of things I want to talk about, things I want to discuss today that will help. Two things, really. One, to try to, if you're thinking about selling your house, I think this is a really big issue to make sure your house shows well. And then the second thing is if you're going, if you're a homeowner and you're having allergy problems, and a lot of people have allergy problems today, I think this will certainly be of interest to you. We're going to talk about the flooring in your house and how the different types of flooring could actually even hold and grab hold to contaminants and things that could cause problems, especially for those that have allergies already. But I've got my friend Paul Prince owns Door to Door Floors. He's going to be helping me and talking about some of the different types of flooring, some of the options that are available out there, and we're just going to do a little bit of talking. Love to have your input. If you have any questions or comments today, certainly give us a call. The number in studio is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. And we'll take any calls you have. And if you're thinking about buying a house right now or selling a house, please give me a call. I'd love to talk to you to see about representing you, at least tell you what we do, how we do it, give you at least enough information to make an informed decision on what agent you might want to work with. Love to talk to you. A good way to contact me is by email. That's probably the best way. And my email address is Frankie, Frankie, at frankiegriffin.com. Again, Frankie at frankiegriffin.com. And I would love the opportunity to come talk to you, and looking forward to it. And then I'd also like to mention very quickly a couple of real estate classes we've got coming up at the Real Estate School for Success for anybody thinking about getting their real estate license or any kind of license in real estate. We would love to help you with that. That's what we do. We want to see you become very successful in your new career. And a couple classes we've got coming up. One actually starting on Monday is the property management course. And I'm almost hesitant to talk about it because it may be full as we speak. If it's not, there's only a couple seats left. So if it's something you've thought about getting into, you certainly want to hurry up and get registered very quickly. Again, property management starting Monday. But the big one I want to make sure we do mention, we've had several people call us asking about the appraisal classes. A lot of people want to get into appraisal, and for good reason. That market is really picking up. Obviously, when houses are buying and selling the way they are, a lot more appraisers are needed. So this would really be a good time to get into appraisal if you've thought about it. And we've actually got our appraisal series going to be starting up next month. It's going to be July 13th. It's a weekend class. July 13th, that's a Saturday. So if you're thinking about getting into appraisal, you want to make sure you get into that class, because the way this thing works is actually a total of 9 classes you'd have to get that make up the entire appraisal curriculum. You don't have to take all 9 to start appraising. You do have to take the first 3, and we call them QE1, QE2, and QE3. Once you finish those first 3, then you can start doing appraisals, but you will have to do the remainder of the 9 at some point, over the course of a 2-year period. But when we schedule these, we schedule 1 right through 9. So you're looking at about 10 months before we come back to QE1 again and start over. So again, if it's something you're interested in, don't miss this opportunity. It starts July the 13th. Go on our website. You can sign up online, or you can call us and talk to us if you got any questions about it. But our website is www.realestateschoolforsuccess.com. Again, realestateschoolforsuccess.com. And you'll find all our information, our schedules, cost, everything is right there. But if you don't find everything you need, our phone number is certainly there. You can call us and we'll answer any questions you have, and we'd certainly love to help you with that. Well, again, in studio, I've got longtime friend Paul Prince, owns Door to Door Floors. And how you doing this morning, Paul?
Frankie, I'm great. Good morning to you, and thanks again, as always, for having me on your show. I enjoy spending time with you and your audience, and hopefully we can help people with some questions they have about flooring. Look forward to the show.
Absolutely. And, you know, I got to tell you, I've had so many people tell me, and I haven't told you this, but I'll tell you right now over the air. But I've had so many people tell me when they've worked with you and when your guys go in there and put the floor in, the main thing that stands out about you is you're very sincere and you're honest. And that goes so far, and it's kind of sad, but it's almost rare in business today. It's like, how can I get, the best end of this deal, and how can I, without hurting somebody too bad, I'm going to take a little bit more if I can or something. But with Paul, I mean, you get what you are what you are, and I want to thank you for that. But Paul, you've been doing flooring now for how long? I've
been in the flooring business for 23 years. Started Door to Door Floors a little over 13 years ago. I'm a floor nerd. That's what I do, and I know a lot about it. And some of your listeners will want to hear some of that, but not all of it. I'm sure I could bore them with flooring knowledge.
Well, and it's such a big difference. You can go to some of these wholesale or retail places and that sell flooring, and they'll usually have a salesperson there that just they might know the price of the floor, and the only reason they know that's because it's written on the carpet or the flooring. Sure. But they really don't know or understand the flooring, how it's made, how to take care of it, how to clean it. And you're an expert at all of that. And so these are some of the things I want to talk about today. I do want to go ahead and get this first break out of the way right now to give us some more time on the back end. But if you have any questions about your flooring, or if you're having any kind of allergy problems, it could be, or some portion of it could be, or dealing with your flooring. And we're going to be talking about that today. So give me a call if you have any questions. The number is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, where I've got in studio my longtime friend, Paul Prince, owner of Door to Door Floors. And we're going to be talking about several different types of flooring, what might work best, especially if you're thinking about maybe selling your house. I think nothing works better or helps your house show better than new flooring. It smells good, especially the carpet. And we're also going to get into a little bit about the allergies and some of the problems that maybe flooring might actually cause some problems with allergies. But before we get into that, I did want to mention, too, speaking of clean air and making sure the air works better for those with allergies, I would recommend from time to time, you need to have your HVAC unit cleaned and worked on a little bit. Little maintenance there. And nobody does a better job than Tim Mosley with Carolina Conditions. He does an awesome job, and he does concentrate a lot on clean air. He wants to make sure that not only is your unit working properly, but the ducts are all intact, it's insulated the way it needs to be, and you've got clean air coming into your house. So I would recommend call Tim Mosley, again, with Carolina Conditions. His number is 233-7172. Again, 233-7172. And again, Paul Prince, owner of Door to Door Floors, the expert in flooring, is in studio with me. Now, Paul, one of the things, and I'll just say this real quick about Door to Door Floors, you actually have a mobile showroom.
That's correct.
You can park it in a homeowner's driveway and go shopping.
That's right. I like to say we have more locations than any other flooring store. We're located wherever you need us to be. We've delivered samples for customers to look at Little League games. We bring samples by people's office for during their lunch break. Whatever we need to do to make our customers happy, that's what we do. So it's very convenient, saves time and money. And, of course, the best place to shop for flooring is in your own home where you're going to be using the flooring.
Absolutely. And I've seen your setup and your van, and it is just so nice to have you come to me, because I've never been one. I don't like going shopping, and I don't.
Me either.
So if you're going to bring it to me, hey, that's worth something right there. But one of the things, Paul, you and I have been talking about here, and talked a bit about it some last night. But you know, allergies is a big problem with a lot of people today, and you're one of those.
Yes.
And when I say I mean severe allergies, and I've got another friend, a partner of mine, that in fact he has to take shots. I believe it's once a week or something, and it's pretty bad. But you were explaining to me a little bit last night, but maybe if you don't mind, sort of repeat for our listeners. But what types of floor might be best in situations like that?
Well, first of all, let me just kind of give you some qualifications on what I'm about to say. I am a steroid-dependent asthmatic and allergy sufferer. I've had allergies and asthma longer than I've been in the flooring business. I've been in the flooring business for 23 years, but there's 20 more years of experience that I have with allergies and asthma. And I go to the allergy and asthma doctor at least once a month and have my entire life. When I started in the flooring business, my allergy doctor said, "Paul, you need to get out of the carpet business." And she said the exposure to the carpet is bad for your allergies. And I said, well, it pays my doctor bills. So you know, we're kind of stuck here. But I started to believe her that, you know, carpet is bad. Well, and that hardwood or tile or vinyl, whatever kind of hard surface flooring would be better for allergies with dust control and that kind of thing. Well, about 7 years ago, there were some studies done in Europe, and then subsequently there's some studies that have been done by doctors in the United States that have made the case for carpet being better for allergies and asthma. And their premise is that carpet holds dust down and acts as a filter. And it takes more air movement walking through a room to blow dust out of carpet than it does to blow dust off of a hard surface floor, dust into the breathing zone. And that made logical sense to me. So for the last 7 years, I've thought, well, carpet's better for allergies and asthma, unless you're a baby with your face buried in the carpet crawling around. And I believed in that so much, I shared the study with my allergy and asthma doctor, and she ended up putting commercial carpet in the common areas of her doctor's office. Well, I was meeting with her on Tuesday for one of my regular appointments, and she asked me if I had carpet in my bedroom at home, and I said, yes, I do. She said, I think you really need to get hardwood, and she said she regretted putting carpet in her office. We talked about it a little bit, and the point that she was making, she said, yes, carpet does hold dust down, but she said that carpet harbors dust mites, these little bugs that feed off of dust, and they reproduce in the carpet, and then they end up jumping on your bed linens. And she said that the dust mites are a bigger concern than the dust itself. So now I'm going back to what I initially thought, that hard surface flooring, in fact, is probably the best thing for allergies and asthma. If nothing else, hard surface flooring reveals to you and anybody that comes into your home whether you need to do some cleaning or not. And I think ultimately a clean house is the key. And
that makes perfectly good sense to me. In fact, one of the In fact, we were talking about this earlier. I've had people tell me, or at least those that are not that big of fans of hardwoods, for example, is because you can see the dust or the dirt and stuff on it so much more. Well, whether you have carpet or hardwoods, you're going to have that dust or dirt. At least if you have the hardwoods, you can see that you need to clean that floor if you have allergies. If not, then even just because you can't see it because it's in carpet, that's not helping you any if you have the allergies and things of that nature. So it would seem to me hardwoods would be because now you can see what to look at and how to control it.
Sure, it's complicated. Hardwoods are significantly more expensive than carpet, and I'm sympathetic to that. Money doesn't grow on trees, and I'm not loaded, and I know that a lot of people who are already spending a ton of money on allergy and asthma treatments don't just have a pile of money laying around. So I think that you have to prioritize, and it's an individual decision. I think it's more important that you have a clean house than what type of flooring you have.
Sure.
Tim Mosley with Carolina Conditions and Ducks, I think you should have him check your indoor air quality. All that's more important than flooring, but I do think flooring is a factor, and if you can afford it, I would definitely go hardwood, but if nothing else, minimize the clutter in your house and keep it clean.
Absolutely. Well, Paul, on the phone line, we've got, speaking of money bags, we got Andy on the line. And how we doing, Mr. Andrew?
We're doing great after that brilliant introduction. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Andy,
if you think I got money, my marketing machine must really be working, boy. Those ads must really be working out there.
Well, absolutely. And for those of you who don't recognize what's Andy On with On and McKay Law Firm, you've got some fun things lined up this afternoon.
Man, I'm out here today with Jason King, who's right beside me here, and we're out here at our home in Timberlake, expecting a good turnout of buyers for Lake Murray. Got some buyers coming out here today that are interested in buying on the lake, and we're actually doing a boat tour of 4 homes that Jason and some colleagues of his have listed out here in the Timberlake kind of Chapin area. And I tell you, Frankie, we've had a lot of interest on this. On the website, we've had over 400 hits on our website. So there's a lot of interest in buying on Lake Murray. As you know, it's just a beautiful community out here. It was great. We had an event with our mayor, Steve Benjamin, and Todd Ellis the other night on the Spirit of Lake Murray. And we had a wonderful turnout for that event, and the mayor got to really experience Lake Murray like a lot of us who live out here and who enjoy the lake have, and it's just wonderful. But Jason's with me. I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about some of the listings out here.
Awesome.
How you doing, Frankie?
All right, Jason, how you doing, brother?
Good. Excited about this tour.
I bet you are out there riding around on the lake, acting like you're working.
Yeah, it's a hard job to have.
Well, what have you got available out there right now?
I'm really going to forward today from $500,000 all the way up to 1.4. One of them's a historic home we're really excited to see. It's right at turn of the century, about 1800, and it's on the historic registry.
Okay.
And we have 3 other ones in Timberlake. The high-end one is on Putter's Point, right out on the point, takes up the whole point of the cove near the clubhouse for Timberlake.
Wow. Well, y'all got it made out there, and it sounds awesome. Jason, if somebody's wanting to go look at some of it, how can they get in touch with you, brother?
They can give me a call. My cell phone is 803-318-4712. And Frankie, we've got a website for this boat tour that we have, because it's going to be something that we run regularly. We're doing it with obviously Jason, Nationwide Insurance, Steve Wall, who you know is a good friend of ours, does all our insurance work, and Brian Paul and Jake with Residential Finance, who are our mortgage partners on this thing. But there we have a website. It's www.LakeMurrayHomesBoatTour. LakeMurrayHomesBoatTour.com, and so we'd love for you, your listeners to check it out, and it's a lot of fun. There's no better way to look at property on Lake Murray than from the lake. Oh yeah.
Hey, you sound like y'all got it made all afternoon.
Yeah, baby. All right, thanks, Frankie. We appreciate you, buddy.
All righty, y'all be good.
Bye now.
All righty. Well, we need to go ahead. I know we've got a couple of phone callers on the line, and I'd ask if you'd be patient. We need to go ahead and take our bottom of the hour break. We will come right back, but if you have any questions, give us a call. The number is 978-9862. Again, 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I've got in studio my good longtime friend, Paul Prince. He owns Door to Door Floors, and we're talking about obviously different types of flooring, but specifically how flooring could affect your allergies, and especially for those of you that have severe allergy problems. And Paul, my buddy here in studio, he is one that has the has to take medication a lot and has some of these severe allergies. So hopefully we can try to work our way through this. But, Paul, we've got several phone callers right now. So let's go to our phone line. Where first up we got Robert. How you doing, Robert?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Awesome. What can we do for you?
Well, we're in the process of researching replacing our carpet in our bedrooms for the exact reasons you have cited today.
Awesome.
And my question is, is it better off for us to go with hardwoods, the laminate, or we've also seen the vinyl planks that really look pretty good, and we're also have a concern about pets. You know, the little cats like to run through the house and they skid and stop and get traction. We want to try to minimize scratching, and wondering if you have any recommendations.
Yes, sir, I do. Robert, as far as the pets are concerned, if it's cats, hardwood floors, laminate floors, or the luxury vinyl plank category, all of those can withstand cat's claws. If you had large dogs, I would recommend that you not do real hardwood, but go with laminate floor or the luxury vinyl plank.
How about water? I've heard that some of the laminates, if you get a water spill on it, if you don't get it up right away, they start to bubble up.
Sure. Well, with regard to water, laminate flooring, of course, has a wood core, and of course, hardwood is all hardwood. So, and wood and water do not play well together. If you spill, let's say in a kitchen, you spilled a gallon of tea in your kitchen and you had hardwood flooring or laminate, if you cleaned it up quickly, you should be fine. But if you let something sit there for a while or don't see it, or maybe your pet has an accident and you discover it when you get home, there is a risk that that a wood product can swell. It's like furniture, and if you put a wet glass on a nice piece of furniture, you'll have some water damage done to that furniture. So with that being the case, if you want low maintenance and something that can handle some serious moisture, I think that the luxury vinyl plank would be the most water resistant product you could go with.
It sounds like all are a pretty good option then.
Yes. Yeah, I think it just depends on your exact lifestyle, and I think that you could, as long as you take care of a spill quickly, you're fine with any of those options.
So, Robert, have you decided hardwood is better for the allergies than, say, carpet?
Yes, and that's pretty much driven by my wife. She's been doing research on it, and everything she's found and everything she said exactly what you guys have said, and kind of agree with her, too. And I just mentioned this morning, said the thing about the Berber carpet, you can't see anything. Even after you vacuum, it doesn't look like you vacuumed it.
Sure.
Yeah, you're right. Well, hopefully that helps you out a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Robert.
All righty. Have a good one, Robert. All right, well, let's go straight back to our phone lines where, let's see, now we got Erica West. How you doing, Miss Erica?
Hi, Frankie. How are you?
Oh, I'm so fine today.
Wonderful.
Are you in town now, or are you still out somewhere?
I'm in town, but I just finished up with a client.
Well, good for you. Making the big bucks. Well, Erica West, she's a mortgage consultant with Movement Mortgage, and certainly my mortgage go-to gal. And, you know, I was talking to your partner there, Ned, the other day, and he gave me some bad news about interest rates.
Yes. some very bad news.
What in the world is going on?
We have no clue.
They're just going up.
And they're going up. I mean, we really, really should see some people making some decisions and getting off the fence right now. Just because from what I've seen in the last literally 4 days, people need to, stop being, this sounds so mean, stop being so indecisive.
Yes.
And jump in because it just looks like they're not going to get any better.
No, they just can't stay this low. I mean, that's just, inflation, among other things, it's going to drive these rates up. We can just sort of count our blessings that we've had them as low as they have been for so long, but they're going to go back up. And I absolutely agree with you. If you're thinking about buying a house, I don't know why you have not called me already. It's time let's get to buy a house. But obviously, when it comes to the financing part, you got to at least do yourself a favor and talk to Erica. And I'd be shocked if you decide not to go with her.
You're so sweet.
Well, I know a lot of people in the lending industry, but not anybody that understands financing and can explain it the way you can. And I say that sincerely. And that's why I send everybody that asks me who do I talk to, I send them to Erica West.
Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Well, how can we get in touch with you, my dear?
If anybody has any questions about rates or about qualification or about what's going on in the market, you can reach me at 803-528-5019. You can email me at erica.west@movementmortgage.com. Or you can find me on Facebook, search for the Mortgage Go-To Gal. Go there and like my page, and you can always send me a message with any questions that you have.
That is so awesome. Well, sweetie, I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
You do too. Thanks, Frankie.
All righty. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, y'all, again, that's Erica West with Movement Mortgage. If you could not get her information or write it down and you'd like to get in touch with her, or my guest here in studio, Paul Prince, any of our real estate partners, if you go to our website, realestateschoolforsuccess.com, click on the radio link, and there you'll see a list of all our real estate partners, their phone numbers, websites, contact information. They can certainly help you out. They do an awesome job. I do want to let's go ahead and get this last break out of the way. So if you have any question from our expert in flooring, Paul Prince, you want to go ahead and give me a call right now. The number here is 978-9862. 978-9862. You're listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC. All right, good morning again. Welcome to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and real estate educator. Thank you so much for joining me. In studio, my buddy Paul Prince, owner of Door to Door Floors. And he doesn't just sell flooring. He is the go-to person. He's an expert with flooring. He understands the construction of the types of flooring, how they're made, which goes a long ways in helping give advice on how to clean or restore some flooring. But he does such an awesome job, and I'm so glad he's here in studio with me. And Paul, I really do appreciate that, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, tell me, we were talking to Robert. He called in earlier, and we because of allergies. And the more we talk, and I know you're not Dr. Prince or anything, and nor am I Dr. Griffin, and I do feel fortunate. I don't have, the severe allergy issues, but I got to tell you, I think everybody to some degree will have to fight allergies at some time. And I'm sold already in just our conversation on hardwood floors. I think the hardwood's the way to go. But when you were talking to Robert, you were talking different surfaces and stuff. I mean, what's the differences in these hardwoods?
Well, Robert was talking about 3 different categories, one being hardwood, one being laminate flooring, which is a man-made product. It's basically countertop-type material with a wood core and then a balancing countertop-type material on the bottom of it to make it stable. And then he was also talking about a category called luxury vinyl plank, which is individual vinyl planks that look like hardwood, and they're extremely sophisticated, very upscale, nice-looking products without a great expense. But when you get into hardwood flooring, there's if you've decided hard surface flooring is the way to go, and you want to add value to your home, the only way that you can add to the appraised value of your home is to put in real hardwood or tile. Vinyl, carpet, laminate flooring, anything man-made, doesn't matter if you get the most expensive version or the cheapest version, it's not going to affect the appraised value of your property. But hardwood, being a natural product, does. But with hardwood, you've got two different types of construction. You've got solid wood, that's where the board is ripped straight off of a tree and milled into a tongue and groove product. And then you've got engineered flooring, which is a veneer construction that's all real hardwood, but just constructed differently. And there are pros and cons to both. Solid hardwood is capable of being refinished many times because you've got a deeper surface above the tongue that can be sanded. Engineered wood is more stable as far as being resistant to moisture and changes in humidity. Engineered hardwood can actually be installed on a concrete slab by gluing it down or floating it on a thin foam cushion. It can even be installed below grade on a slab, so you can do hardwood in a basement if you go with engineered flooring. Typically what I recommend to people is if you want to go with wider boards, anything wider than about 2 1/4 to maybe 3 inch width. If you want to go wider than about 3 inches, you really ought to look at engineered flooring because you can have, if you go with solid wide boards, you'll have what's called a washboard effect where your floor is higher on the side joints and lower in the middle.
Looks rippled.
It looks bad. And there in South Carolina, it's hard to avoid that. We've got lots of humidity. Your heat and air system can affect that. So that's first, from a stability standpoint, I'd strongly recommend engineered if you want a wide board look.
Which is one more economical than the other?
It used to be about the same. What you were paying for in solid wood was raw materials. What you were paying for in engineered wood was manufacturing cost. Just recently, in May, we had the largest price increase I've ever experienced on solid hardwood, and it's a supply issue related to the construction industry being down for so long. A lot of these mills went out of business. The mills that supply the flooring manufacturers went out of business, and now that demand has increased, we don't have enough suppliers to keep the manufacturers stocked up with the raw materials. So solid hardwood is substantially more expensive right now than engineered hardwood. Engineered hardwood just doesn't take as much newly harvested wood, which also makes it a green, environmentally friendly product. We're just not using as much material when you go with an engineered floor.
Well, if I buy hardwoods, are there any chemicals in? Like I know, like you buy some furniture, they have chemicals in the wood that can really cause problems to people that have allergies.
Sure.
Are some of these same chemicals in the hardwood?
Well, hardwoods have a urethane finish on them, which is what you would have if you were to finish a wood floor on site or in a factory. There are no VOCs that present problems from an indoor air quality standpoint. There's no formaldehyde being used in today's products here in the U.S. So I think that you're totally safe to go with that from an indoor air quality standpoint. I've never had anyone even tell me they smell their hardwood. So
yeah.
I mean,
I've never
like carpet.
I hadn't either. So, yeah. Well, Paul, we've got we got Ed on the phone line. Let's talk to Ed. How you doing, Ed?
Good. This is actually Nick.
Oh, Nick. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I wanted to give you guys a different perspective on the different products from a drying standpoint.
Okay.
I work here in Columbia with a water restoration company. Solid hardwoods is the only floors that we can actually dry. So if you happen to have a water loss in your home, solid hardwoods is the wood that we can dry. when it comes to laminate and engineered, the moisture gets between those layers, and there's nothing that we can do. They got to be pulled up and thrown away.
Well,
interesting.
What about the hardwood? I mean, will the hardwoods bow or have any problems if they get soaked?
Yeah, well, when they get soaked, they'll actually cup, and depending on how soon we can get there, we can save them. I'm doing a house right now that we're going to be able to save them. Generally speaking, we can save them if caught soon enough. If they're let go for too long, they can split on the ends and warp beyond repair. But there's a flooring mat system that we put down, and the grooves underneath the hardwood floors, it actually pulls the moisture up from those grooves up out of there, and then we dry them, and they have to be sanded and refinished, but they can be saved. And any other type of flooring, basically, obviously vinyl is a vapor barrier. We have to pull up vinyl. Same thing with the plank system. So I just thought I'd give you fellas a different perspective on the products from that standpoint.
Okay.
Nick, that's interesting. My company does a significant amount of insurance restoration work, and not sure if we do work for your company or not, but we do replace a lot of three-quarter solid hardwood as well as engineered flooring. As far as how many of them are actually saved that I never hear about, that was news to me, and I appreciate your input there. But ultimately, what I'm concerned with, I mean, if you have a catastrophe, it's an insurance claim, but just changes in humidity are not going to be covered by your insurance. So I'm looking at something that will be the easiest to live with, assuming someone doesn't have a catastrophe and need your services. I hope that makes sense to you.
Yeah, yes, sir. That's right. I was just trying to give you guys a different perspective from the loss or catastrophic standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Well, Nick, I certainly appreciate that, my friend.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. You guys do a good show.
All right. You have a great weekend.
You too.
All right. And we've got a couple minutes left, but Paul, first of all, you're a member of Better Business Bureau, and
yes,
and tell us a little bit about that and,
sure,
and how we can get in touch with you primarily.
Very good. Thanks, Frankie. First of all, my name is Paul Prince. My company is Door to Door Floors. You can reach me at paul@doortodoorfloors.com by way of email. You can visit our website, doortodoorfloors.com, or you can contact me on my office number, which is 750-0767, or my mobile number is 238-2674. As far as our BBB membership, we've been involved in the BBB for many years. We've got an A+ rating, and we're also an Angie's List Super Service Award. So.
That is awesome. Paul, thank you so much, my friend, and thank you all for listening. And please have a safe weekend. But you've been listening to Success in Real Estate. I'm Frankie Griffin on FM News and Talk 100.1 WVOC.